Cool. Zero.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the PvP clips. Before we move on to the builds themselves, I actually want to thank the last Puppet Master. You can see his channel in the link below. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the builds. Alright, so the first build I wanted to start out with is the Fox Devil. Now, first of all, the reason why I have Link Strider is to represent how many contracts the Fox Devil has in the actual anime. As Aki said, the Fox Devil has many contracts with many Devil Hunters. Alright, so the first mantra I wanted to go over for Fox is Claw. Now, Fox, obviously, being a fox, has claws. So, I use Claw just whenever I'm a little far away from my enemy, or when my enemy's trying to create distance, and just swing, like a heavy user especially. And it works out, like, 9 out of 10 times I get claws in and then I get a hit. It's really good, and yeah. Alright, the next mantra is Chase. Fox is obviously being very fast, being able to hunt. I have Chase to do that. It is a shoulder bash heavily modified with mantra modifiers, and it can basically outrun a running user. So yeah, it's extremely fast, extremely good. Now for my third mantra, I have Slam. And this is strong left. Basically, this is to represent when Fox actually enters the scene. She usually does make a mess of the buildings around her or just the general landscape around her, so I thought strong left was the way to go. Now, also for entering the scene, I have Kon, which is the most iconic thing about this build, probably. I have two ways to do it, one being my portals, and then my other way being my Bite, which is aka my tacit dropkick. Looks like this. Very cool. Applies a knockdown, can get a few free hits in. But yeah, that's those two ones. Now for my next mantra, I have Boffer, which is aka Brace, aka Hyper Armor. I use this because I think, you know, Fox can definitely take hits while attacking. And just for the reason I got Link Strider, I also have Reinforce, aka Howl. And this is literally just because, you know, Fox is a very supporting character in the anime. So next I have Contract, which is actually my Link Strider mantra. Then I have Ode, which is my leech, you know, Ode from the contract. And then I have Paid, which gives my allies health. So yeah, that's all my mantras. Let's move on to some talents. Now for my used talents in the build, I have Vow of Mastery, which is also another way to represent the contract between Aki and Fox. All these come in like really clutch, especially Liv. I've saved Puppet or Aki a million times with Liv. But yeah, that's it for Val. Now in terms of Fortitude, this build actually has the Pass Defender and 31 Posture, which is pretty high if I do say so myself. I also have a lot of talents to keep my health up, such as Exoskeleton to the Finish, Lord Commander, Grand Support, and Knight's Rally. All help very much with, you know, keeping me from not dying, considering it only has 445 health. Moving on to my strength talents, I use Champion's Regalia because I only have 3 posture damage per swing, which is very low. I have Piercing Swing in case my Justicar renewal is on cooldown. I can just get a hit in afterwards instead. I have Bulldozer because on Flourish, oftentimes I will actually hit my opponent to a wall. And I have Bear Trap because it's very good to stack with Justicar's renewal. You can actually do a double Bear Trap if you're good enough. Now for my agility, I did get 40 agility. And I did plan on getting Ghost, however, I never got it. And it's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. And it's not even that bad otherwise. So I do have Risky Moose still. You do need for this build Low Stride, which will make it so when you're in Tacit, it doesn't punish you as much as it normally would for crouching. I have Endurance Runner, just in case I need to switch out with Puppet and I'm low. It still allows me to move fast. I have Speed Demon to proc with my Justicar talents, which make me faster. So Speed Demon's very good. So that was basically all the core 100% essential talents. However, I would still go with the rest of the talents that I have. I wouldn't really change anything besides Ghost. So here's all the talents. If you want to see each individual one, you can slow the video down, but here we go. I just wanted to quickly go over the rest of the equipment before I get into the build combos that I have. So, Justicar armor for the 25% damage increase. Conga's Clutch Ring, this just helps with movement in general. And, you know, just Kurita doesn't exactly stay still. Prophet's Ring for that extra skilling and that posture. Maestro's Ring for that extra posture. And Moon Ring for 3 posture, and I don't look cringe. Now, though this build isn't some insane Metamancer ABA 3000 combo build, there is 2 combos that more often than not work, and that is Slam into Claw, and also, if you're afraid of your your bite getting cancelled, then you just use Fur and then your bite, and then it's literally uncancelable. Nobody can hit you then. So those are the 2 main combos I have. You can really do Fur with anything, and most people will fall for it. Just make sure they're swinging. That's all. Alright, so with all that said and done, now we're gonna move on to the Aki build.
Alright, so here's the Aki Deepwoken build showcase. So first we have our Oath, which is of course Contractor, since Aki did make a contract with the Fox Devil, so I mean, it only makes sense. Next, we have our weapon, which is the Stone Shattered Katana with 3-star weight. This is like really solid. It does a whole bunch of posture damage. The critical is really good. It can like almost one-shot blocks, and it's really just there to resemble the nail. As you can see, it does look like it a lot. So without further Alright, so for our first mantra, we have Thrust. So this is Revenge, and I'm really just using this for comp potential, and Aki is more of a mobile person. And it also puts, a tendril on them, so it's really nice if you want to use your Lord Slice. We'll go back to the 3-2-1 curse combo later. So for now, we have predictions. So of course, Aki did contract with the Future Devil, so he's able to predict things and really make sure he doesn't get hit by them. All right, so for our next mantra, we have Rush. So this is really good for catching up to runners. Basically, you just use this out. Takes barely any ether, and it's really just a solid mantra. Then we have Determination. So this is for because Aki does want to kill the Gun Devil. That's the whole entire reason why he became a Devil Hunter. So basically, you can just use this as Reinforce, and it's just for some extra HP buffs and defense buffs. Then we have Cone. This, of course, is for the combo at the start of the match. Basically, I just use Cone, and then he would come out of his portal, and yeah, we'll do our cool little team combo thing. So now on to the optimal combo for Aki's. Alright, so before we hop onto our talents, we have My Bell, which is Reaper, because Aki is a Devil Hunter, so he needs to like kill devils really easily. Then we have Ardor. This is for more posture damage, so if somebody around me would perhaps block or something, I don't know. So basically, I can hit them twice, and as you can see, it's a really good posture break. He has 31 posture and the best shield in the game, so it's really solid. Anyways, let's go on to the talents. Alright, so for my equipment, we have, of course, the Shattered Katana. Then we have the shield. So I do have Turtle Shell on this build, so I'm really just using that for that. I don't actually use it in battle. Then we have my ring. So I have Ring of Pestilence for anti-heal, of course. Rosen's Ring, because I do have a lot of intelligence on this build, as you can see, 62 for, predictions. And I'm also able to get the talents for prediction. Then we have Conga's Clutch Ring, which is for the slides. And then we have Daze Band for more stun on Flourish. So yeah, let's go on to the talents. Right, so now for my talents, I do have Overflowing Dam, which is really nice. Of course, I do have a lot of intelligence. Here's my stats if you do want to see these. But of course, Overflowing Dam is just really nice. If I don't use any mantras, I get some damage buffs. Then we do have Ghost, of course, since Aki needs some iframes, and also he's more mobile, you know, he can like go invisible or whatever. We have Grand Support Lord Commander for Reinforce. We got Concussion, so I can hit him into the wall from our wall combos and stuff like that. And of course, I do have my Turtle Shell, which is really nice for just negating Spine Cutter and less damage if they hit me from the back. Speed Demon, I mean, I'm a fast build. And I do also have more talents, so if you do want to see these, then you can just slow down the video here. Alright, so for our combo, which is really just the Aki combo, we have 3. So basically just starts it off with a nice Master's Flourish, I get some heals off, and then I have a Tendra on them. So that sets me up for my next mantra, which is 2, which is Sword Slice. I can use that, so then we'll run back after each other. Then we have 1. 1 is really just used to trap them, and then boom, Curse. As you can see, you curse them, you bring them up to the air, and then of course the Curse double hit. Alright, so we're going to be showcasing some team combos you could do with our builds. So for the first one, we got Judgment into Test Drop Kick. So if I could not get hit by it this time, and he would time it right. So yeah, alright, for the second combo, we got Judgment into Ode. So since this dude is Officer, we can't actually use the Leech, which is Ode on him. So basically, yeah, right now he would be using Leech and like draining his health, gaining health back. And it's really OP since he literally cannot do anything about it while he's getting Judgment did.
Anyways, guys, that's all for the video. If you did enjoy, please do consider subscribing, as it took me a very long time to make. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.